That shit, man.
I wish, yo. I wish.
I feel like I know that dude from the accounts for when they'll speak.
Nah, you don't know that guy.
We live, man. We live.
wanna
We
know
live.
that.
We live. We live.
Well, let me fix it so I can. Yeah, we good.
You got it, bro.
All right, Shalom, first and foremost, we'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahawah, BaHaSham, Rawchaa, BaHaSham, Qadash.
All right, double honors to elders and apostle GreatMillStone for teaching us his truth. Our elders and apostle Rawchaa, to all you faithful life without the four winds, pushing his truth. Shalom to y'all too. We're gonna get into a lesson, the ways of the Lord they have not known, right? That's the title.
Nah, we changed it.
Okay,
Open
come.
form Passover prophecies.
All right, prophecy, right? So you got prophecies taking place, such as the coronavirus, which are the plagues sent by the Most High. You know, He creates evil and He creates good. All right, you got prophecies, and you got scriptures such as or John the Baptist, John the Baptist, or Abba Bivens being John the Baptist being Abba Bivens Salakia. All right, you got things of that nature that a lot of people are overlooking. They don't take to consideration that the Lord is showing only His men that these things are true. All right, these words are faithful and true, and a lot of these other Israelites do not get it. They don't understand it. So we're gonna go into the scriptures about how a lot of these Israelites don't got it.
Right.
All right. Well, let's grab it first.
Real quick, because it's all about the Lord and His angels, right? It's all about the spirit and power of Yahawashi. All right, and real quick, this is Romans chapter 11, verses 7. It says, "What then Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for."
Right, because you got a lot of Israelites seeking knowledge in the wrong places. All right, they overlook these scriptures and they go to other sources and they go to a lot of these other Israelite camps and they don't got the truth. That's why GreatMillStone is really, not to sound arrogant, but they're the home of the truth. Why? Because we got the spirit of power, Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi resting upon us.
That's right.
All right, they can't get it. They just don't got it. Their ears are dull. All right.
Yep, and our people have a zeal, but not according to knowledge.
Right.
Which is why there's such a strong opposition out there, to the point where people will put out presenting arguments out there, which sounds convincing because they're jakes, man. Jakes will spin it and put it away because they have that zeal, man. But ultimately the Lord blinded them.
Hey, and if I may add, that's why the scriptures say, give me any plague, but the plague of the mind.
Yep.
And so the plague of the heart, which is interchangeable with mind. When you go into the Hebrew word la, you know what I'm saying? When you go into the word la, you know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing worse than you believe in a certain concept or a certain belief system, and it's not really the truth. There's nothing worse than that. Because once you got your mind made up, it's really no turning back unless the Lord be with you. You know what I'm saying? But once your mind is actually made up, then it's made up. But if there's room for change or there's room for improvement, essentially your mind is not made up. That's why the scriptures say, blessed is he whose conscience have not condemned him. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
You got it. Say it.
No, looking for my phone.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about that scripture where their conscience was seared with a hot iron. Yeah. A lot of our people are gone, man, and it was because of the Lord, and it was ultimately because of the scripture, right? Finishing it off, Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Right, and the election going into the elect, and the rest were blind, because the Lord also said too, that scripture, brothers know it's sad, He opened up their understanding to know the scriptures.
Right.
Because only the elect are going to understand this.
Luke 24.
Just like only the elect are going to be are going to pass over the judgment. All right, so we just came out of the past, we're still in it, but only the elect are going to be saved from the said perils. Because the rest are going to be are eating unworthily. They're not discerning the Lord's body. So the Lord got nothing else to do to you but destroy you. All right? So
And if I may add, that's why the Lord kept certain individuals. That's why the Lord kept certain individuals from receiving His knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, so He can destroy them. You know, somebody real quick to grab Isaiah 6 and 9.
I got it.
Go ahead.
Yep, this is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9. And he said, "Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not."
That's right, and that's why understanding is the best part. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't understand, you're not going to be able to solve the problem. You know what I'm saying? Israel is full of problems. You know what I'm saying? And the Heavenly Father has the solution, which is the scriptures. So if you don't understand the solution, which is the scriptures, you're going to be caught up and tangled within that problem. You know what I'm saying? And if you get caught up and entangled with that problem, the Lord has no choice but to destroy you. That's your fate, destruction.
Right.
If you can't understand. Read it again from the top, bro.
That's right. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9. And he said, "Go and tell this people,"
Which is the Israelites. Go ahead.
"hear ye indeed."
Yeah, you hear the word. You got ears, right? Hear the word, right?
"But understand not."
They can't understand what we're saying, even though we got banners, even though certain brothers, even though certain brothers edit, news clips, marry it with the scriptures to bring forth some understanding, they still can't get it, man. That's why the Lord wasn't wasting His time with the multitude. He spoke to them in parables. You know what I'm saying? But when it came to His disciples, He spoke to them plainly. Here it is, we're talking to the world plainly, and they still can't get it. What?
It says, "And see ye indeed, but perceive not."
Right? Because perception, right? Let's deal with that term perception as reality. Right? That's a false statement, man. Perception is not reality. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody look up the definition of perception.
Yep, on my way. A simple Google search, if anybody wants to go deeper, perception in the Google dictionary is the ability to see, hear, or become aware of something through the senses.
Through the senses, right? And somebody look up the definition of reality.
Right? All right, come on. Let me look it up real quick. Reality.
It says the word or state of things as they actually exist.
As they actually exist.
What's
What's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Here it is, we're painting a picture as it is in front of you. We speak upon the pestilence and the plagues. Coronavirus. It's in your mainstream media. We marry it with the scriptures. That's what? Reality. So you got people's perception. People's perception is pretty much based on what they want to believe. You know what I'm saying? But reality overrides perception. So your perception cannot be reality. It just doesn't make sense. And that's one thing. And I would say on a fleshly level, ask an individual. This is one question I would tell you to try the spirit by the spirit. Just ask an individual, do you believe perception is reality, and just see their response based upon that particular standard. And that'll tell you all you need to know about that person. Seriously. So go ahead, bro.
It's a little more than this.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
The world or the state of things as they actually exist, as opposed to an idealistic or notional idea of them.
As opposed, meaning what? Opposition. As to what? Perception.
Perception.
So reality goes against perception. So if an individual tells you perception is reality, they bugged out, man. They got demons on them. The Lord is essentially not dealing with them. Now, if you were able to, if they believe in that particular statement, and then you come with your understanding and they still attempt to refute that, look, don't even teach them the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Because the script, what's that in St. John? Somebody get St. John what's that? I believe 3 and 12. If my memory serves me correctly. Somebody give me St. John 3 and 12. Earthly things. Earthly things.
May I bring out a quick precept in a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. It says, the heart is deceitful above all things.
That's right. The heart, which is the mind, is deceitful above all things. You know, so if you're not ruling under the scripture of Proverbs 3 and 5, your mind is going to deceive you every time because it's not in sync with the spirit and power of BaHaSham, Yahawashi, in his word.
That's right.
You know, and that's what Esau. That's why, you know, selling hope is a cash cow, because if you can control one's mind, you can control their emotion. You know, you can control the way they behave. You know, and if you can control their spirit, you can control their mind. You know, that's why the churches is offered a 501c3 charter, which is a tax exemption. You don't see no other businesses offering that particular tax benefit. Why is the churches able to receive that particular tax benefit? Because they're selling hope, you know, which is engaged in the spirit. You know, and Esau knows that once they can control your spirit by way of a 501c3 charter, they can control you.
Right.
You know, but you have an elect. Well, the Lord has an elect and a remnant that's not going to subscribe to that particular lifestyle.
Right, so it says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?
Who can know it? The Lord, man.
Right.
That's why the Lord tries the reins, man. You know, here it is when you got with a horse, you know, the reins, you know, the reins is what actually controls the horse. You know, so here it is, the Lord is going to try the reins of his men. You know, he's going to try your mindset, you know, so to speak. You know, but you got that?
Yeah, you got it. The John,
Yeah.
John 3:12.
John 3:12. If I have told you earthly things and ye believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you of heavenly things?
That's why you got to try the spirit by the spirit, and and I would say, ask an individual, do you believe perception is reality? And just see their response. That's an earthly concept, you know. And if they say perception is reality, because I personally believe majority of them will say that, and then you feed them definition, and if they still attempt to refute that, look, man, don't even tell them about the angels. Don't even tell them about the chariots.
No.
You know, can't even tell them about the mark of the beast. Well, we're still set up to warn you. Don't get it twisted. We're still set up to warn you. So if the spirit is upon you to warn the individual, do so. But you can already know where that conversation is going to go based upon their response to you correcting them on that particular topic as far as perception is reality. That's just my little thing, right? But that's it, right?
Yeah.
You want to go back to this is Isaiah chapter 6 verse 9. It says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed but understand not, and see ye indeed but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat.
Right. The Lord is telling the angels, make the heart of this people fat. So the Lord got certain individuals in which he don't want to be healed. He got certain individuals who he wants pineal gland to continue to be clogged, so they can't understand his truth. Because why? Balance has to be within the earth. You know, the Lord got certain individuals destined for salvation from the foundations of the earth, man. And you got certain individuals, which are the 2/3, that is destined for destruction.
Right.
So their pineal gland has to be calcified in order for them not to receive this truth. That's how the Lord got it set up, man. So what? Does the Lord love you? Now you got to ask yourself, does the Lord love everybody? That's a big misconception upon this society, primarily in the Christian church, man. But that's why the Lord said, I will give you pastors according to mine heart, according to the Lord's mind, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
Yeah, if I may ask Salakia, man, on the contrary, the Lord actually hates more people than he loves, man.
Yeah.
For an example, check out Abraham. You know, when he went into Sodom and Gomorrah to seek for a righteous person, you know, he didn't find any except for Lot, man. And that's because he was family, man. To who? To Abraham. Besides that, everybody else was God, man. Okay? He didn't love them. He fucking hated them, man. Same thing in America. The scriptures say there be many more of them which perish than shall be saved.
Right.
Like as a wave is compared to a drop. You can surf a fucking wave, man. But then you got to put one eye drop in your eye, man, for your contacts. That's compared to how many people are going to be destroyed, to how many people are going to be saved. The people that's going to be saved is who Yahawashi loves. The people that's going to be destroyed is the people who he don't care for, man. The people who he actually hates. Okay? Because, matter of fact,
Real quick, but since you said some, get Isaiah 1 and 9, because the brother man had mentioned Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, and as far as the Lord issuing a warning, you know, and this is the main reason why the Lord has a warning going out in America, also known as Babylon the Great. Go ahead, bro.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 9. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant.
Except the Lord had left unto us a very small remnant. You gotta listen to the word choice, man.
Damn.
A very small remnant.
Wow.
That also proves that the Lord, you know, hates more people than he actually loves. Go ahead.
Mucho poquino, man.
Yeah, right.
Mucho poquino remnant.
For the Spanish natives.
See? It says, except the Lord of hosts had left us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
Because what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? They got destroyed without warning, man. They ain't get no warning. They didn't have no prophets out there in Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord just destroyed it with fire and brimstone, man. You know, the league was between Lot and the Most High. If he didn't find a certain amount of people who are righteous within the land, he couldn't. So what he do? He blew that thing to smithereens, man. But what? That goes to show that there's an elect here in America. You know, you got niggas that's hating from the bleachers.
Yeah.
How you hating from the bleachers? You're not even in the race, but you got something to say. The biggest scoffers and scorners don't have their own channel to where they're teaching. The biggest scoffers and scorners out there on the highways and byways don't even have their own corner. But they're the individuals with the most to say. That says a lot. You know? Go ahead, bro.
And hey, man, you know, getting back to you know, our little hate these dudes as well, man, because this is Proverbs 10 and 24. It says, the fear of the wicked, it shall come upon him, but the desire of the righteous shall be granted. Okay, so that's scary, man. You know, you're gonna seriously learn one way or another. You're gonna learn to fear the Lord. All right, we've learned to fear Him now. Okay, that's why we obey Him. That's why we go out in the highways and byways week in and week out in the cold. People called us snow dummies before, man. Why do you think that is, man? Because we fear the Lord. We want to be protected when this thing goes down, man. Right? But again, it's Proverbs 10 and 24. But the fear of the wicked, it shall come upon him, man. See that? So if the Yahawashi, the Most High, is going to bring yo, what do you fear, man? Oh, I fear it. If the Lord's going to bring that upon you, what do you think that is, love? That's fucking hate, man.
Yeah.
That means the Lord hates you. He don't mess with you, man. All right? Say you fear, your biggest fear is heights. The Lord gonna make sure that you die of heights. That's pure fear, man. All right, and that's pure hatred, man. Y'all gonna learn why he's called Al-Shadir, man. Right?
Like you saying that right there, I forgot the old singer that made that song, "Sitting at the Dock of the Bay." And brother, remember who? I can't remember.
It was the thing custom meet.
The oldest version.
I forgot whoever his name is.
Oh, yeah,
but sitting at the dock of the bay, and Apostle Gabar, he had mentioned, you know, that guy that made that song, "Sitting at the Dock of the Bay," he actually died in the plane crash. I think it was a plane crash or something like that that went down. And when the plane went down, he was actually sitting up right at the dock of the bay, like a river or something like that. When he died, actually sitting up in the seat like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like how the brother just said that the Lord can actually make that happen, man. Words are that powerful, man. You know what I mean?
And they said that the police in LA, they leaked the the footage of Kobe Bryant and his
Oh,
daughter
yeah,
being
yeah.
killed,
Oh, yeah.
and they said,
It was in a bar.
what they had said was that Kobe was holding his daughter
Oh yeah.
in his hand, so he died that way, holding his daughter. You know,
Dang. Ooh.
yeah.
Real quick, right? This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11, verses, and I'll start at verse 16 to the point. It says that they might know that wherewithal a man sinneth, by the same also shall he be punished. So that same sin that you're doing, you know what I'm saying, or the same thing you speaking of, hey, the Lord's gonna allow you to get taken there, man. One thing was Kobe saying, yo, I'm gonna die young, I'm gonna die. Oh yeah?
Yeah.
All right, bet. You know what I'm saying? That'll be given up to you, man. Another thing is homosexuals, man. You know, you want to do that disgusting vile act. Now the Lord created AIDS for you, man. So the same sins that you niggas do, pop smoke.
Yeah.
Nigga, what was he rapping? I couldn't understand what the nigga was saying. I didn't even like the nigga, man.
Yo.
But he was rapping about what? Gang banging nigga shit. How did he die? Hey,
Gang banging.
according to Esau, gang banging nigga shit, man.
What's his name? He got popped in smoke.
Exactly, man.
Pop Smoke got smoked.
Exactly, man. See, so the Lord is not to be. The scriptures say that, man. The Lord is not mocked, man. You niggas is gonna be mocked at the end of the day. That's why we're about to come into the season where we're gonna be laughing, and then you niggas is gonna be weeping, man. I did a lesson. Now I saw a woman who looked nice, man. Who was she with? Oh man, she was with a butch, a dyke, man.
Oh, joy.
I smiled at them like, yo, not because they're a cute couple, but because their judgment is about to come unto them, man.
Right.
See, we get into that time where, see, this coronavirus, right? It's not for naught, man. It's not for the elect. It's for you wicked ass niggas, man.
Hey, also too, just to throw in there that it's viral now in Brooklyn. You know, it was a mob of kids, you know, jumping a female.
Oh yeah,
I
I
saw
seen
that.
that.
But guess what? The female was like a butcher. She was a dyke. She was a lesbian.
Beautiful.
You know.
Yeah.
But they don't. But people in the world, they don't see the Lord, and they don't understand that that's judgment.
In the Passover season.
At Passover season. And right now, Passover season is what? For the Lord to pass over us, you know, that be exempt from that judgment. You know, that's why it's very important to rehearse the righteous acts, be in the spirit of the Lord. You got different camps which are gearing, prepping, preparing themselves for a concert, Passover. You know, a concert, you know, where they about to put their best dress on. They about to, you know, sell product, things that they have to make merchant, you know, make dollars. And right outside, you got the death creeping through darkness, which is the coronavirus. You got a lot of these celebrities not taking it seriously. Like it's the lady I told you earlier. What's her name?
Megan Thee Stallion?
Megan Thee Stallion. It was an interview with that chick. And she was saying how she wanted her staff, her members, to take her to London. But they was telling her, like, look, the coronavirus is out there. She was like, so I want to do my photo shoot. You know, she got to make her money. You know, so meanwhile, while the Lord got the prophecies ringing, man. Hey, BaHaSham, can you read that scripture that you had? Which was Salakia. The heirs of fat.
Here's the fact. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9.
Yeah.
It says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed.
Right. This is a scripture that's not read in the government churches, like being the Baptist, Pentecost, Jehovah's Witness, you know, Christianity. And the understanding is that the Lord had basically blinded 2/3 of our people. So I just looked up quick. This is a quick Google, Strong's concordance of the word fat written in there, and it goes into the Hebrew word shaman. All right, and it says to be or become fat, grow fat, fat to make fat, show fatness. Get into the Strong's definition. It says to shine, by analogy, be causively, make oily or gross, sloppy, become, make wax fat. And that's the ears, that's the understanding. Right now, we see that 2/3 of our people are in a low state where it's folly, set at great dignity. But just continuing, jumping down a little more meat on it, it says to be fat, to be fat, to be fattened. It says Deuteronomy 32:15, Jeremiah 5:28. It says to cover with fat. Metaphor, to cover over the heart as it were with fat, to render its causes so as not to heed to the words of the prophet.
Right.
So really, that fat is covered over your ears so that you won't take heed to hearken unto the prophets. You know,
And that fatness also represents that pride. You know, the pride of Esau, because 2/3 of our people are of their father, the devil, which is Esau, the so-called white man. And I mean, let's just call him out. The spirit is out there. I mean, ISUBK. All right, you got these guys out here, all right, making these bold statements, saying, we command you to come all together and get together under the order of General Yahanna and all these things. We ain't gonna call the brother out of his name. The brother could repent for all we know, but they going off, man. And we're in the spirit of the Passover right now, and you have to understand that there are joyous Passovers, there are Passovers of celebrations, and there are Passovers of mourning, bitterness and mourning. Now, BaHaSham, if I could bring this out.
Hey, real quick, can I say one thing?
Absolutely.
The Passover also, when you rehearse it, you learn that you have to purge out the leaven. Now we talking about fatness over the ears, as the Lord metaphorically, right? The fatness of a foreskin, man not being circumcised. The Lord is about being unleavened, so that you can seek the truth. Meanwhile, the world is unleavened, but the elect is unleavened. Being able to see through the fat, because the fat been cut off. Right now, you're supposed to be rehearsing within these days of the Passover, making amends with your brethren, if a brother offend you, ask for an apology, doing things that are right in the Lord, seeking the Lord, purging from your sins. You supposed, that's why the elect is going to be delivered and 2/3 not, because the Lord done purged the elect with that leaven so that they could be unleavened,
That's why the spirit of Passover in itself is when the Lord said it himself, when the Passover comes about, you're supposed to take all the leaven within your house and get rid of it. What does that leaven represent? It represents wickedness, pride, evil, anything that can, what the scriptures say, a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump, But it's also about measuring the times diligently in itself, knowing what time that we're in. Are we in the time of the spirit of the Passover of Hezekiah, or are we in the spirit of the Passover of Yahawashi?
Oh, precept.
What? Go ahead, bro.
This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Right? So this is what Isaiah the prophet had to say during the days of Hezekiah, which we're going to pinpoint, the king of Judah. This is what he had to say to him. Right? Jumping down to verse 14. Right to the point. It says, your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hated. They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them.
Right. And if you go into, somebody real quick, give me 2 Chronicles chapter 30 verse 5. Start there, because if you read on the 29th verse, when Hezekiah was coming up, you saw a lot of decrees and ordinance coming from the king himself, but never really from the Lord himself. The Lord really wasn't subscribing to that, Read that real quick,
Second Chronicles chapter 30, verse 5. It says, so they established a decree to make proclamation throughout all Israel, from Beersheba even to Dan, that they should come to keep the Passover unto the Lord power of Israel at Jerusalem.
Kind of something similar to what the commanding general Yohanan is doing right now. Go ahead.
For they had not done it of a long time in such sort as it was written.
Mm-hmm.
So the post went with the letters from the king and his princes throughout all Israel and Judah, and according to the commandment of the king, saying, ye children of Israel, turn again unto the Lord, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, and he will return to the remnant of you that are escaped out of the hand of the kings of Assyria.
That's the point right there. The whole spirit behind the Passover of Hezekiah was they were freed from Assyrian captivity. Okay, here it is. We're everybody wants to look at GMS as the party poopers and the haters, right. Looking at all these other camps. You guys shouldn't be looking at the Passover as a joyous moment,
Party.
as a party or something like that. Is because what you're looking at an example of Hezekiah. The Hezekiah Passover, not only was the Hezekiah Passover not even celebrated at the appointed time of the first month and the 14th day, it was also celebrated because we were delivered from Assyrian captivity.
That's right.
Okay? Now, why do we push to worship the Passover of Yahawashi? Okay? Yahawashi was under Roman captivity. All right? The same as you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, to this very day in 2020, the year of prophecy, are under Roman captivity. Okay? We're under captivity. We're under, Judges 5 and 11. We're hewers of wood and drawers of water of our oppressors. Okay? We're hoping to be delivered. Okay? So, that's the point on that. Let me, in that spirit, real quick, going in on, there's a time and a season to everything under the sun. Everybody wants to look at us like we're some kind of party poopers or things like that. Trust me, we could party like the rest of y'all, but we're telling you that there's a time and a season of when we should have that grand celebration. Right now, we're in the time of mourning.
Yep.
Okay? This is Numbers chapter 9, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, let the children of Israel also keep the Passover over his appointed season. Okay?
And just to add in there to you, brother, that like you explained, Hezekiah was happy to come up out of captivity. And why do brothers here at GreatMillStone, starting with our elders, rehearse the Passover of Yahawashi? Because I have a scripture. Mm-hmm. This is, added to yours. This is Revelations 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawashi. Worship the Most High Yahawah, for the testimony of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy.
That's right.
So we rehearse the Passover of Yahawashi because why? It's the spirit of prophecy. It's not the Passover right now, today, in the same season and time of prophecy, which the Lord said he will send pestilence in the earth and plagues.
Exactly. That's the season. Yep. That's the season. Brother, give me Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 10, BaHaSham. I'm gonna read this. This is Luke chapter 22, verse 13. And they went and found as he had said unto them, and they made ready the Passover. And when the hour was come, he sat, and the 12 apostles with him, and he said unto them, with desire I have desired to you to eat this Passover, with you before I suffer. Okay? Now, what did the Lord say about his disciples? You're going to suffer the same sufferings that the Lord just suffered, man. and linking in with what the brother said, the spirit of the Lord is the spirit of prophecy. Well, what did the prophet Ezekiel say in Ezekiel 21:10? Read that, brother.
Con, so Ezekiel 21, I'll start at verse 8. It says, again the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened, and also furbished.
Right.
It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter.
A sore slaughter is coming. All right, you know. And if you read First Peter, the First Peter, the 4th chapter, you know, it talks about judgment beginning at the house of Israel. Okay, you know, people want to ignore that scripture in Matthew 10 and 34, where it says, "Think not where I come to send peace upon the earth. I came not to send peace but a sword." Okay. Y'all other Israelite camps, man, we're not getting on y'all because we're hating on y'all, man.
Right.
We're getting on y'all because we're telling you a sword is coming to the house of Israel, man.
That's right.
You know, it's not a time to be jumping around, you know, let me see if I can get me a wife, man. That's Matthew 24:36, where it talks about Noah, the times of Noah, where people were marrying, eating, and drinking, all right, having a good old time, and then the doors of the ark shut, man, meaning the doors of repentance closed, man.
Or also too, man, I might throw in there is make merchant. Now it's a thing where brothers have their business, brothers gotta eat. You can make merchant without using the name of Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi. You know, now a Passover season coming up, you know, it's a way where your mind starts to be more carnal to say, well, if I be a part of this guy's Passover, I can sell my product.
Right.
I can make a lot of money right now. You know,
Yeah.
and that's what's going on within the world of Israel. These other camps are going off. That's why we tell you, look, follow GreatMillStone, you know, because you won't be steered wrong through the spirit and power of Yahawashi. You will learn what this thing is all about, and it's about truth, you know, and you having faith in the Lord within the season and time that you're living in.
That's right.
Hey, real quick, quick scripture.
Of course.
Your brothers go hard real quick. This is Romans 8:11. But if the spirit of him that raised up Yahawashi from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Yahawashi from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his spirit that dwelleth in you.
That's right. Quicken, meaning what? To make alive. You know what I'm saying? And in order for you to be alive, you know, you gotta understand what's actually written in the scriptures. Like the brother just made mention, you got a lot of individuals out there that's calling themselves making merchandise of the Lord on the day of the Passover. You know, now, one way in which you will be quickened is if you read the scripture in which Yahawashi had busted ass, you know what I'm saying, upon individuals who wanted to make merchandise of the Lord. You know, so if you see individuals making merchandise of the Lord as they once did in the scriptures, it's clear as day that those individuals are going off, that the Lord is not pleased with them, you know. So that it should fine tune you who actually to follow. You know, that's why the scriptures say, blessed he that readeth, you know, because when you read, you're able to discern who serves the Most High and who doesn't serve the Most High or who serves their own belly.
Right.
You know?
The scriptures also say, blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments.
Right.
And me and the brother Kalab, you know, we had went out earlier, you know, grabbed something to eat. And one thing I noticed is that they were playing on the news, on top of everything that was going on. All right, they still had time to keep talking about that Jersey City shooting, man. All right, and Esau is still putting things out there to where, you know, a man, we understand that it's, of course, the Lord at the end of the day, but a man might do some bullshit where he might off his kids or some shit. I did a video on that. A man off his kids, all right, and he said that because she wasn't following the laws of the Most High. Now, who you think they're gonna put that on at the end of the day, man? You know, but that's why you have to, like the argument is going into. You have to be quickened in the spirit. All right, is the spirit is a time for everything, man. The brother did a lesson on that, man. You know, there's a time for everything. Now we going, like it says in was that Jeremiah 16? When you go in the kingdom, it's going to be time to party on the Passover.
That's right.
But right now, it's not time for that.
That's right. The Lord is the spirit of prophecy. So if we all about Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi, we should be all about prophecy. So just continuing, right? It says, therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh.
Right, because you got what? What you got? Let's say you got, I think, what is it, 7 holy days? 5 of them you could party on. Why gotta be the Passover?
Mm.
You know, you got the Purim, the Feast of Tabernacles, you know, the Feast of Dedication, Feast of Weeks. Oh, you could party on those,
Trumpet.
man. Yeah, blowing of the trumpets.
Any old random Friday, man.
Yeah, exactly. Why gotta be the Passover? You know, going to show you that they wasn't with Yahawashi, man. Because at the time of Yahawashi, the disciples found out that they you know what I'm saying, their leader was getting ready to be put to death. They found out that there was a betrayal amongst them. That wasn't a joyous time.
It was a mourning period.
Yeah.
When Yahawashi went to the Garden of Gethsemane, you know, and then next thing you know, he was taken. He let them take him. It was mourning. You know, it was a test of your faith. It was the darkest hours. And we're coming and approaching the darkest hours. You know, we could see, you know, the Lord is telling us, as he told Habakkuk, stand upon thy watch and wait to see what I say unto you. We can see that look, this coronavirus, because it's affecting lives, people dying, it's affecting the money system. You know, Esau is capitalizing. This can actually usher in the mark of the beast through their vaccines. You know?
And hey, man, you know, Micah 2:10, man, you know, this is not our rest. So how can you honestly sit there within yourself and try to party anyway, man? You know, especially in the spirit, man. Here it is, this brother owe Esau 10,000. This brother owe Esau 20,000. This brother is in this type of debt. This brother going through this hell, but you trying to party.
Exactly.
That's not a real party.
Yeah.
A real party is when you in your rest, man.
You with the life of the party.
Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah, and you got Esau, you got your slaves. You know what I'm saying? You know, doing this, doing that. That's a real party, man. A real party ain't when you in debt, man. You bullshitting, man. We gonna party when we in the kingdom, man. We in hell right now, and we at the bitter end of it.
Hey, man, I say this too. The thing is, it's even wrong to party. All right, you go out, get a little drink bar. All right, that's what you do in your little, you know, leisure time, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But here it is, you're using the Lord's name to party.
Exactly.
You're concerting the Passover when that ain't what the Passover's about, and especially not in this time of season, man. Are you out of your goddamn mind?
All they see is dollar signs. You know what I'm saying? Because if they could use the
Pops
Passover as an attraction to bring in more dollars for them, they will use it. You know what I'm saying? That's all these other camps see is dollar signs. Forget the purpose of the Passover. That's why the scriptures say, what's that? Where they feed their own belly? Was that
Slow
Romans?
bellies.
Was that Romans? I believe.
Hey, Bob, shall I finish this?
Go ahead.
Real quick, so y'all brothers can jump on. This is Romans 8:12 again. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live.
And Yahawashi wasn't after the flesh; he was after the spirit.
Yeah.
You know, Hezekiah. You know, not saying Hezekiah was wicked. You know, Hezekiah had his Passover for his own appointed season and time, but really, after it was all after the flesh in comparison to Yahawashi. You know,
It was joyous because we came out of captivity.
yeah.
We was joyous. It was only right that we represent and be proud of who we are and what we and our heritage is.
Come on.
You know, but we ain't in the season of that.
Right.
You know,
And hey, you had a list of you know, I'm not sure which one Hezekiah was, but it'll let you know which king was wicked, which king
He was
ruled
righteous.
wicked,
He was
which
righteous.
king was righteous.
Yeah, he was righteous.
He was righteous, but guess what? Isaiah right here again, Isaiah 1:14 says, Your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hated. So the Lord wasn't getting down with how Hezekiah Passover was, man. You know, in that joyous party spirit, the Lord wasn't getting down with that, man.
Hezekiah Passover was validated to be righteous with the eyes of the Lord. You know, but today's Passover, you got IUIC, GOCC, ISUPK. We seen snippets in the video. Now they trying to stop their Israelite party to be filmed, you know. But Jake can't help themselves because they not in the truth.
It's marketing.
It's marketing. So if any woman want to block herself because she's been blogging on YouTube and she claimed to be an Israelite, she gonna pull up her phone in the middle of your concert when you performing on stage. It's an Israelite party, we gonna be the party, or that, you know, and you up there dancing and doing the motherfucking Pop Smoke dance. You know, what's that? What's them Crip niggas out there in New York?
The woo.
The woo, doing the woo dance and shit, because that's what they're gonna be doing. They're gonna have the woo beat on and they're gonna be trying to spit some spiritual bars on it. And they're gonna be doing the woo dance, doing that.
Yeah.
Looking crazy.
All that shit, right? So you're being, so you're being exposed, man. You're being the woe. Yeah, that's what it is. Definite destruction. You know, you're being exposed, man.
This is gonna have me doing the world.
Yeah, real quick, let me finish this up. It says, verse 13, for if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. Which means now is the time to sacrifice. You should be sacrificing your liberty for the BaHaSham Yahawashi. It says, for as many as are led of the spirit, well, by the spirit of Yahawah, they are the sons of Yahawah. You see? It says, for ye that have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. The spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High.
And the key word there too is cry. You know, we cry out to Abba Father. You know, and what does it say in Ezekiel 9:4? Those that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst of them, they're the ones that get the mark of exemption. But what happens to y'all that want to make mirth and party and have a grand old time and and build a kingdom within the kingdom, man? Ultimately, you don't really hate this place. You know, you're trying to conform and find a way to conform through the guise of this whole Israelite thing, man. Make the whole Israelite so-called movement, if you would, for lack of a better term, work better for you.
For merchant, yeah.
For merchandise, for filthy lucre.
That's right.
You know?
And this thing not about the flesh, it's about the spirit. It says that if children, then heirs of the Most High Yahawah, and joint heirs of Yahawashi Mashiach. If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together.
So what does that mean? We gotta honor the same Passover. What Yahawashi? I read the scripture earlier. When Yahawashi went through his Passover, he was in he was talking to disciples. He was like, he told them, I share the Passover with you, brothers. Before you know, I go through my suffering, man.
Well, in fact, when we did the service earlier, the Lord said, "Eat of my flesh. This is my flesh. Drink of my blood, which is the wine."
Right.
You know, figuratively, because that's not what the disciples actually did. It was wine and actually bread.
Right.
We're partakers of his sufferings. We ate of his flesh. We drunk of his blood, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So what Passover are we to rehearse? Hezekiah or Yahawashi?
Yeah.
Well, what came after? What's most recent?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, let me finish this last scripture. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. So when you think that you're suffering, oh, I can't go out today. I'm not, you know, I choose, you know, I'm not going to go to that party, or I'm not going to be amongst them. You know, I guess I'm probably losing my life. I'm stupid. Mm-hmm. Nah, man. The sufferings of this world is not compared to what is going to be revealed in us. We receiving new bodies where we're not going to die. We're not even going to bleed no more, because gods don't bleed. Mm-hmm. Fulfilling what? Psalms 82. We are gods, which means we are gods to the other nations. Is it 82 or 83? So
82 and 6.
82 and 6. There it is. There it is. There it is. So we're not going to bleed no more. Gods don't bleed. You know, we're not going to hurt. We're not going to stub our toe. Our children going to be as strong, you know. So it says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High.
And that makes this scripture right here true. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 2. It is better to go into the house of mourning than to go into the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men. Are we not in the end times? Right? And the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. Going to show that this whole joyous and a jovial spirit that's out there, man, is not what the spirit and power of Yahawashi is about, man. And we're putting that warning out there, man, to let you know there's a time and season for everything under the heaven, man. Okay, there's a time to mourn, and a time to dance, a time to weep, and a time to laugh. All right, we're in the time of mourning and weeping, man. We're not
time of hate.
Yeah, we're in a time of hate and a time of war, man. Okay, you got to understand. The scripture say it itself. You could tell when it's about to rain. You know when it's going to be a sunny day. Things like that. But you can't discern the times that we're in right now, man. Here it is. You got the coronavirus. Michael Bloomberg was out there blaming. There was a tape that came out the other day where he was blaming so-called African Americans for 95% of the crimes of all of America. The accuser of our brethren. Esau is ready to come down on us with great wrath, man. And y'all out here shaking it and jingle it, man, and trying to get married and get into all this folly, man.
Eating that chicken.
Yeah, eating that chicken and drinking wine, like that's what the Passover is all about, man. It's a lot more to that, man. And we're just trying to warn you out of love, man.
Hey, the thing is, you got the coronavirus on breaking news on damn near every station, man. You got different avenues, different platforms that are talking about the coronavirus. Now, it's a thing where you can say, well, I don't believe, but do you believe the scriptures? Because the Lord did say these things were going to happen. And he also said that his men was those that hide under the shadow of the Most High, all right, going to be what? Exempt. They're going to have that going into what? Ezekiel 9 and 4. He said that mark of exemption.
Yep.
So yeah, it's happening. But guess what? If you under the shadow of the Almighty, all right, which is Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, it ain't going to come nigh thee. And he says, nor thou household, man. Roughly paraphrasing, those who you love. So, it's not to be ignorant or boastful and just be out here acting like, your shit don't stink. The Lord said that the righteous shall scarcely be saved. So you know what that means? That cuts IUIC and Nick Nathaniel when he said that, we're not gonna be partakers of like, well, and not quoting his words per se, but his basically the point of his rhetoric was that us serving the Lord, we're not going to be here when evil comes. No,
we're not going to see Jacob's trouble.
We're not going to see Jacob's trouble. We're going to be in the midst of Jacob's trouble, and that's what Psalms 91 chapter is all about.
Sure.
So back in Ezekiel chapter 21, verses 9, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth?
Shall we then make mirth? All right. Yahawashi understood this, man. That's the spirit of this Passover that we need to be in. Okay, right now. All right, because we're gonna be part. Lord willing, brothers get delivered with that. A lot. Hope Lord willing, more brothers get delivered than they get persecuted. But they're going to be sons that become martyrs for the truth, and be partakers of Yahawashi's suffering, man. So this is a very serious thing, man.
Well, let's say this: we all are partakers. Those who strive and endure to the end, we're all are partakers of the Lord's suffering.
Absolutely right.
But there are men that's going to actually have a lot where they're going to be, tested in a way of death.
Right.
That's right. Some brothers are going to have to be presented with death and then suffer the death as a man.
Yep.
And I think the thing that people don't really understand when we look at China is that things are going to change suddenly. It's not just going to, all right, I got time and it's going to change gradually. When you look at China, they was on their way in making 6G a thing over there. Now they can't even go to work. You know what I'm saying? Now their GDP is at $0, man. So knowing that what it say in First Thessalonians, knowing that the Lord come up as a thief in the night, what manner of person are ye to be in?
That's right.
Every night you go to sleep, you can wake up to a fucking gun in your face, man.
Yeah.
And that's how serious it is now.
And that's what's crazy, because China shut down overnight, and China is the #1 sweatshop manufacturer of the world, especially America. So if China shuts down, America shuts down.
Yeah.
Okay?
And it's real quick, and I can attest to that because my job just had a meeting on that. Because my job, which is in manufacturing, they do a lot of business with China, and they got my company they're struggling. You know what I'm saying? They just did some layoffs. You know what I'm saying, with some particular individuals and things like that. And they got certain plants in China that had to shut down for about, I believe they said 3 to 4 months.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the particular situation that's going on out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a crippling situation, and it's a domino effect. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people that see a lot of things happening worldwide and thinking it's not going to affect them. It's going to affect you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It will affect you.
Now I say too, see what Jake don't understand because they're not watching is that money is being affected. And whether Esau purposely doing it doesn't really matter if he purposely doing it because it's Bible prophecy. This is leading into what? The mark of the beast. What is the mark of the beast is the great question. You know, when it comes to dealing with guys who's supposed to be of the circumcision and that know that they're Israelites, teaching that they're Israelites, and prophesizing and trying to wake up the elect. You know, the elect. Guess what? It from the news source and everything that's playing his hand, according to Yahawashi down to the Edomites and doing what they doing according to their agenda. That it looks like, you know, this virus, Corona, is being capitalized by these Edomites, and also a way that they can push and bringing you fear first, so that you can take this RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, man.
Yeah, we'll take it from the devil himself, Ram Emanuel. Look up the word, the man, Ram Emanuel, who made the famous quote, "Let not a disastrous situation
Go to waste.
Yeah. Roughly paraphrasing.
Hey, but to show you, man, this is really the Lord, right? This is what the Lord did, man, right? Because that tornado that hit Nashville, Tennessee, right? It killed like 22 people, you know, probably still counting, and plus 20 plus injured, right? So I looked up what is so special about Nashville, right? Nashville, Tennessee says the city will forever be known as the Music City because of more than just the venues and concerts. The history of music runs deep in Nashville, and it's the capital of the world for live music performances, music festivals, and songwriting. The music scene of Nashville is one of the best in the world, right? So this is the city that the Lord chose to hit, because Amos 3:6 we know says, "Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it?" So here it is, if 40 plus people getting banged up, dying, right? That's evil in the city. That's showing that the Lord did it, right? So this reminded me of Isaiah 24:8, right? Because Nashville is known to Esau, of course, is known as the music capital of America, right? So this is what the Lord had to say about music, man.
Music.
Yep, Con, that one too.
I got that.
Con, this is right. Yeah, grab that too, right? This is Isaiah 24:8. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. Right, so these are instruments, man, that plays your music. Okay? But in the Lord, he just hit Nashville with a damn tornado, man. Right? Going to show you that, look, the mirth from America is done, bro. It ain't gonna be no laughing, ain't gonna be no joking. Alright? Only smiles is gonna be on the elect face because of Sirach 25th chapter, man.
Or Job, the 5th chapter.
Yep, or Job the 5th chapter,
Psalm,
man.
the 91st chapter.
Con, yeah, exactly. Job the 5th chapter, man, going to tell we're gonna be delivered in 6 troubles, man.
Or
6 troubles.
65 and 11.
Con, yep. His servant shall rejoice, man. right? So it says, the mirth of Tabor ceaseth. The noise, yeah, ain't gonna be no damn concerts coming soon. It's barely no basketball games, man. They're already about to do away with basketball games.
Oh yeah, they made the announcement that the basketball games, the players are gonna be playing with no crowds.
No crowd.
And you mentioned earlier before we saw it that LeBron was against it. LeBron was against not playing in the arena, and not having fans there, But who is LeBron? LeBron ain't nothing but a ball player.
Yeah.
You are nobody compared to when it comes to these elites. Yeah, they give these celebrity status, special privileges, and these voices, but your voice don't mean nothing.
Right.
It's all about the profits. When you want to affect the system, it has to come through Yahawashi, and it has to come within his time and season and what he said. We living truly in a movie, man.
Yeah.
So what's about to happen, and I can't wait to see, Lord willing, to see a basketball game being played and there's no fans. Nobody to sit in the stands to root them on.
Yeah.
So really, what are they playing for? They play for highlights. Players play to show out, show off. So I understand what LeBron's saying, coming from the basketball world, and I'm not playing in front of the crowd, because when you play in front of the crowd, it's an energy thing. Sometimes good players they could only play good when there's a crowd, but when there's not a crowd, they don't play good. And I understand that, because when you in high school or when you in elementary, if you're a ball player trying to seek that dream, you're gonna play all-star, you're gonna play intramural ball, you're gonna travel, you're gonna get upon a certain league that travel teams and stuff like that. And you notice that when you play in front of a crowd where there's no crowd, you suck. But when there's a big crowd, you end up performing better, because it's an energy type thing. And really it's the Lord, So I understand what he's saying, but guess what? The Lord got plagues in the earth, man.
Yeah, that's spiritual. That's how you know GMS got the truth, because you got brothers that'll push lessons week in and week out and have 3 or 4 viewers, man. But you got people that'll have thousands of viewers, and as soon as their viewers drop, man, they're going off themselves, man.
That's it.
That's the spirit of this place.
That's their money.
That's the daughters of this music being brought low. I'm gonna bring that out. This is
last couple precepts.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, meaning the businesses. Everything is shutting down, man.
The arenas.
The arenas. The Taj Mahal over there in the Middle East was shut down due to the coronavirus.
What's that? Iraq? What's that? That's in the eastern part of the world.
Iran, yeah, that's over there in Iran. I think it is. But there was also what is it? Italy, Roman out there in Italy.
Tower.
Yeah, the Eiffel Tower and a lot of major places. People aren't traveling anymore.
And also too is celebrities are not able to travel across the country as they will. Like Megan Thee Stallion. She wanted to go to London. She wanted to go to London because she had a photo shoot, not to make money, but to get her photo shoot going on. But they convinced her not to go because London had the virus. That's stopping her bread.
Right.
So the door shall be shut.
But that's also why the flights are at an all-time low right now.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They want to get people to travel. You know what I'm saying? Because the prices are so low.
That's right.
And then even your malls, man. Hey, even South Park made an episode on that shit, man. It ain't nobody in these fucking malls no more, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
malls. You got online.
Yeah, malls used to be popping like, what was it like? What is it?
They're
2020?
expensive, they overpriced.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here, man.
Almost 10 years ago was the last time malls was popping. Yeah, you don't want to see niggas you went to school with and shit. I don't want to see that shit, man. Even these malls is dead, man. All these places is dead, and that's the scripture that they think that they shall be in a good case. You got store closing sales, man. 2 for 1, man.
Toys R Us is going.
Everything must go.
GameStop is almost done, man.
Oh.
GameStop trying to reinvent themselves to where they making it they trying to go back to what was it? EB, man. Electric boot, whatever the fuck that shit was called. It used to be like an arcade. They're trying to reinvent themselves, man. But this place is done, man. Nobody trying to spend money here no more. That's the thing on nobody's mind. Everybody's prepping out here, man. Matter of fact, going into the stores out here in New Jersey now, I ain't even hit certain states yet. you gotta pay for your own plastic and paper bags, man.
Right.
New York City, 5 cents a bag. 5 cents a bag.
In New Jersey, it's 10 cents.
Wow.
7-Eleven.
Hey, can I say this too? Because you bring up a lot of stuff. Now, you know, this is the thing with people that are non-believers. Well, if the Lord, all right, let's just hypothetically, the Lord ain't coming back and we all up here wasting our time and stuff like that, right? Then the movie that you should watch is Carbon. Carbon is a prime example. Altered Carbon. Yeah, season 1, season 2. Season 2 is new. Altered Carbon, when you watch that show and you get into it and you really watch it with a spiritual eye, you understand that Esau defeated the Most High. All right, that's the whole thing. Esau wants to take back the birthright from Jacob and defeat the Most High so that he could rule forever. You know, in that movie, they got stacks, you know, to where the stacks the show, Salakia, in that show, they got stacks, which really, your stack within your flesh controls your spirit. They capture a spirit into a stack and they put it in the back of your neck like a chip. You know, and that's the consciousness of you, the personality of you. These are things that these Edomites are actually experimenting with today. You know, so you know that that's a show, and that's something that their goals are. That's not gonna happen according to the word of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
You know.
And they Slack, one more thing, man, because Esau got a lot of shit that we don't know about, man. All right. For one, they can tell you that in the military. They can tell you the different arsenal they got that we don't even fucking know about, man. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, not that I would know personally, but word of mouth is way back in like what the 70s, 60s. When you watch Star Trek, they had the flat screen TVs, man. All right, showing that they already had that shit. But now on these different shows,
or the Jetsons too, with the cell phone and all that.
Yeah, exactly. And now on these shows today, they're showing you all this bugged out, bogus shit. They're showing you they already got that stuff, man. But it is, the scripture say his inward thought is that his house shall continue forever, man. Mm. So Esau really thinks that he's going to be ruling forever, and that's why he's about to throw his little hissy fit, man. You know, because he knows that he has but a short time. It's do or die for this devil, man. You know, and Lord willing, this be the year that he tries to do what he got to do so that the Lord can return, man.
Right. I'll read it. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 4. And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, talking about the jobs. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Hey, real quick, this the heart continue, not the long term, but like this prophecy to come, you know, to life. What would have to happen for the doors to be shut? For you not to be able to want to go to work and make a living and make some money for your household. It have to be a fear of something. You know, you not want to be there because obviously if I'm there, I'm risking my life, you know? So obviously through the players that the Lord is sending forth, you should understand that, you know, these things that the Lord said is going to happen. You know, it's happening right before our eyes, man, whether you believe it or not.
That's right.
You know?
But with that, we'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahawah,
BaHaSham,
Yahawashi,
BaHaSham,
Qadash.
Double honor style, the apostle, GreatMillStone, all the faithful lock in, keep on pushing. Shalom.
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 Hopefully it's the last Passover.